Hello, this is Evangelist Dr. Robert L. McKim Sr. from Carrollton, Ohio. Sorry about my last video. I had to stop it because of the phone call I was receiving. It was from my friend in another state, another minister friend, wondering if I received his gift card yet that he sent me. He sent it basically a week ago. I haven't got it yet. So that's what I told him. I haven't got it yet. And we'll see what happens the next few days. If I don't get it, then I'll let him know it hasn't come yet. U.S. mail, you really can't trust it anymore. Hardly. I know with the holiday, and everything from Thanksgiving to now Christmas, people sending gifts and cards in the mail. They're being bogged down, and things sometimes, things get lost in the mail. I had something that was sent to me from Job and Family Services. Actually, it was a medical card, my medical card, and I didn't get it. So basically I had to go to the Job and Family Services and get a duplicate, because the one I was supposed to get in the mail I didn't get. And then lo and behold, over a year after it was originally sent out, I finally got it in the mail. A year! I still have it saved in the envelope to show people that this is mailed out and I received it over a year ago. Goes to show, yeah, the mail will get your mail delivered, but maybe a year later on down the road after it was originally mailed out. Not 2 to 3 days like it used to be. Used to, you get something in the mail from California in 3 days. Now it takes a week. Even something locally, it takes 2 to 3 days, because local post offices no longer sort their mail. All mail goes out to a sorting center and then back to the local post office. Even if it's sent, from a local address to a local address. One other thing I was wanting to say before he called me was that my van has almost 300,000 miles. It has 6688 last time I checked it. Actually, it's more than that now because I've driven it since then. And I put a lot of new parts on it to try to keep it on the road. Since I bought it, I've had to put a tie rod in on it and a muffler. That was right shortly after I bought it. Then besides brakes, and brake pads, brake shoes, things of that nature that you have to constantly replace. I've had to replace the rotors, the drums. I've had to replace the calipers, the brake front calipers. I've had to replace the bearings. I replaced 2 front bearings and 1 bearing on the back. I've also had to replace, just recently, In July, I replaced my front struts. And then the following month in August, I had my replaced my front brake pads. And after that, it's like I've been hearing like noises. Oh yeah, I had also replaced the passenger side lower control arm because the rubber bushings were basically rotted and causing my front wheel on the passenger side to kind of move forward. When you stop, it would, jerk back and forth. So I had to replace that as well. With the help of my pastor and some churches, I've, had to replace several parts to keep it on the road. That's my cell phone text messages. I constantly been hearing and feeling a wobble every now and then. I'll feel a wobble. Then I'll hear this boom, 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 boom sound when I'm driving, and I'm like, something's just not right here. Why would it do that? Take it to a garage, and they replaced one of my. Actually, they replaced my driver's side sway bar link. Before that, I had another pastor friend of mine, had his mechanic come and he replaced the garage that I took my van to replaced the driver's side sway bar link. Before that, this mechanic friend of this pastor friend of mine came and replaced the passenger side sway bar link. Anyhow, for every time I turn around, there's one garage here in town keeps saying that the sway bar link keeps coming loose. Why would it keep coming loose? I take it there and they say, we tighten things up, you're good to go. I drive it for a little while, it's doing alright, and then a few days later, it sounds like something is loose underneath my van. Something is hitting something. Something, is like bang, and bang, and bang, and bang, and bang. I'm like, what is making that noise? And now on my way home from church, it makes that whoop, 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 whoop sound. And I got this like a jerk, a wobble in the front end. So I nurse it back home, park it. It just sounds like something is going to fall apart in the front of my van. But nobody seems to either want to find what's going on or really cares. I've been seeing stories where people are getting new cars, new vans. I saw a story recently where a guy receives a new van because he adopted some children. And also a story where in the church that they go to up in Niagara Falls, New York, there's the one that helped him get this new van, a wheelchair accessible van. because they have a daughter that's in a wheelchair that has cerebral palsy. And I guess the father has stage 4 cancer. And they had lost a daughter just recently to a car accident, according to the story. I see all these people getting new vehicles. And there are people out there in this world, in this crazy, stupid world, who think there's nothing wrong with me. Who thinks that Rene is dead, but there she's sitting right there on her computer. She's not dead. She also has cerebral palsy and epilepsy. Grant, right now her epilepsy is controlled by her medication. Her cerebral palsy, she's not in a wheelchair like some other people with cerebral palsy. There are different categories of cerebral palsy. Not everybody that has cerebral palsy has the same type of cerebral palsy. Just like spina bifida. There are different types of spina bifida. The spina bifida that I have is what's called closed spina bifida, or spina bifida occulta. The word occulta does not mean occult. It means closed. God, for God's sake, look up the word for once in your sorry, miserable lifetime. Look it up and see what it actually means, instead of trying to make a video and saying, whatever lies you want to say. You know what? A lot of people are getting tired of YouTube because of people like you who go on there and lie, and you make your videos to make fun of other people because you don't agree with them. A lot of people are getting tired of it. It really goes to show your mentality when you make fun of someone else's problems. It goes to show your true heart when you go on YouTube and you make a video and put down somebody that you think shouldn't be living like that. I'm sorry for you, because Christmas is supposed to be not the time of giving and receiving, but the time for love and joy and peace. Well, people like me and Rene, yeah, we're loved. We have joy, we have peace. And we'll have all that while we're sitting here, not being able to go anywhere to get on medication or go to the grocery store and go grocery shopping. Because you think we're not deserving of a new vehicle. Who God made you judge, jury, and executioner? You see, Jesus said in other parts of the Gospels, you can judge, but with righteous judgment, which basically means you need to research what is actually going on in that person's life before you judge him. Without doing the research, then you're judging unrighteously. And that's what you like doing with me lots of times. I appreciate all the help I can get, and I have got in the past. I do appreciate it. And God looks at a cheerful, or in the Greek word is actually, the word actually yeah, I got on my mind, I can't get it all of my mind. Starts with E. Hilarious. Hilarious is actually what the word cheerful means in the Greek is hilarious, a hilarious giver. Somebody that does things hilariously. God loves a hilarious giver. You know, like I said, I've been reading stories, even stories where people's been paying off people's Walmart's layaways, where people and either other kids are paying off, doing things to pay off, raising money to pay off lunch dues. You know, there's a lot of good people out there. But around here, all they tell me is, why don't you, for instance, get rid of cable? Well, see, this is called antenna TV here, right here. That is on right now. That's antenna TV. Okay? That's what's happening now. But here's a channel that we like watching. Of course, that's football right now. But it's Fox 8. Fox 8 out of Cleveland, Ohio. They are actually a low power station. And the only way to get that station, let me do something here so I can show you. See, it's WJW Fox 8 So it says Fox 8 right there. And of course it's HD. We would not be able to get that channel at all on it with an antenna. This TV right here that I have, let me get out here and go back to what I was watching here. This TV that I have here is an old TV. I'll get up here. Where? See, that's what it is right there. And that is the only way you can turn it on and turn it off and adjust the volume. I have to have a VCR. Of course, it has DVD as well. VCR and DVD to run the TV through that, and then to the cable box. Because on the back of this TV, it only has this. Oh, it's too dark here. Hang on a second. Let me get some light here. Hang on a second. Gotta get the flashlight here and. Queenie, hush. It has this right here on it. See, that's all this TV has on the back here. See that cable right that goes into the back of the VCR. Then they go from the VCR over here to the back of the cable box. Of course, the cable also goes into the cable box as well. But the TV basically, actually the cable goes into the cable box, and then from the cable box to the VCR, and then from the VCR to the TV. One way or the other is hooked up here, where this is the only way that this TV will operate. As you can see here,
you can give me a tour of the neighborhood.
Sorry, Adam.
It has good color, has good sound. Why get a brand new TV just to have streaming? Why get a brand new TV
If you want to do a little fishing, you don't buy a yacht.
in order to have what you people think I should have? See, there's some people that think I should, get rid of cable, put up an antenna, and do streaming. The problem is with that, WJW Fox 8 out of Cleveland doesn't do streaming. You only can get them if you're close enough to Cleveland, Ohio, on an antenna, or through the satellite, or through cable. That's the only way to get WJW from Cleveland, Ohio. Some people are like, well, why do you want to watch them? I've been watching them for years. There are a couple preachers on that show, on that news station. One's a reporter. Of course, he's an anchor man now. He's an anchor man / reporter. Wayne Dawson. He's a Baptist preacher. And then the weatherman that's been on there for years, that I've also been friends with. He's also a minister as well. So why should I change and watch something else that doesn't care about me and what I do? Why should I watch a station that gets false reports? I no longer want to take any of my reports. Again, before the internet, people still talked and liked to run their mouth. And I mean Facebook. Before the existence of Facebook, MySpace, all those different things like that, Twitter, whatever. Before the existence of all that, yeah, there was email. And that's how we communicated a lot with a lot of these stations, or we called them. And people still like calling and emailing back then a bunch of lies. Fast forward today, it's a lot worse. Now you like going to YouTube lying, and you like going to Twitter and lying. You like to go to, you even like to hack into websites and lie or try to wreak havoc. Instead of doing the right thing for once in your sorry lifetime. You know who you are. You don't have it. You don't know how to do anything right. All you want to do is evil. Just like Jesus said, in the last days, it'll be like the days of Noah, when people had evil continuously in their hearts. Continuously in their hearts. Well, I've said enough of this because it's over 28 minutes now. Here I've said things. I'm just not happy with a lot of people who think they know, but they don't want to walk a mile in my shoes. Or two. God bless you. Have a blessed day.